Hello, friends. Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? Let's wait for people to come in. How's it going, everybody? Hello, replay viewers. Hello, live viewers. Please say hello in the chat. I'd love to talk to you. It's going to be very hot. I have to be careful. Who's here? Let me see you in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, Nina. Good morning, Christine. Puppy love. Puppy love. We have a big reveal today. Hello, replay viewers. Hello, live viewers. Let's wait for everyone to say hello. Hello, Jenna and Sherm. Good to see you, everybody. How's it going? We have a big reveal today. We're starting a whole new thing. And with new things comes new things. Welcome to Maximize Your Morning. You're probably wondering, why does this guy have a hat on? Probably. Why does this guy have a hat on? I wonder why. I wonder why. Some people probably know if they follow me on Instagram or anywhere else, probably already know. So today we're starting a whole new series, 10 days, 10 sessions. We're doing 10 sessions, my friends. And so anybody curious about the hat? Anybody else want to say hello? And thank you for the thumbs up. Please give a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, helps people to see what we're doing here. I'm going to let you know what we're doing in a second. So anyone curious about why the hat? I haven't seen it on camera. Of course you know. Of course you know. What do you think? This is an interactive show, remember. Anybody? Anybody? Anybody know why the hat? Anybody? Does anybody? Does anybody know what time it is? Does anybody really care about time? Don't listen to my singing. No one cares. Well, this character cares. So if you've noticed the last couple months, there has been a change. And so this change has been happening. And full moon cycle day 1. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Full moon cycle. Well, I don't know if this is going to... Oh, look. She just can't get enough. I know. I love you. I love you. Oh, my goodness. Come on. Come down here. Come on. Okay. Oh, come on. Come sit down. Oh, gosh. It's just so horrible being a cat, isn't it? Anyway, new moon cycle. People are leaving. So I'm going to make my big reveal. You ready? Are you ready for the big reveal? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! And there we go. Oh my goodness. Hat hair. There we go. Oh geez, what's happening? This is backwards in my... So I don't know what's happening. Okay, there. There we go. Okay, that's probably it. There we go. God. Okay, so I'm a redhead. So there you go. All right. My goodness, my friend. Hey, maybe Velma is sensing the full moon cycle. Anyway, it's good to see you, everybody. I might be too, whatever. Let's do a little blotting here. All right. So there we go. And that's it. So I have red hair. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much, Christine. Of course, Christine loves it because she's a redhead. Brings out my beautiful eyes. Thank you so much. Good morning, B-Man. All right, everybody. So before we get started today, we're starting a whole new, as we weren't here, 10-session series. And we'll introduce that in a second, but we're going to sit quietly as we usually do. So let's sit quietly and just breathe. Let's sit quietly and breathe. Are you ready, everybody? And sit quietly and breathe. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. All we're doing is breathing. That's it. Just breathing. Except my cat's going to be moving while we're breathing. No. Come on. Okay, breathe. Take a few deep breaths. And open your eyes when you're ready. Okay, everybody. Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome. Good morning, everyone that's here and everyone that's on the replay. Good to see you too. Today, we are starting a 10-part series, right? So the 10-part series, I just want to make sure, I have a whole bunch of notes here, a lot of notes. I want to say, it's basically, this is a 10-part series that we're going to do every day here for 10 days, obviously. So this is all about making fear-based decisions, And you might want to take some notes. Because this character thinks it's important. If you're new here, is anyone new here? Please put it in the chat if you're new here. My name is Max Ryan. I have been working with people and doing workshops and writing and all that stuff for 35 years. And what we talk about mostly here is abiding non-dual awareness. Abiding non-dual awareness. Abiding non-dual awareness is something that cannot be described, but it is what is happening. It's all that's happening. Everything else in duality is an illusion. It's some kind of projection of the egoic mind. And everybody, every separated self, that means your character, this character, lives in some form or another of duality, right? So what we point to here is abiding non-dual awareness. And I'm trying to say this the right way. There's no right and wrong. There's no right and wrong. But abiding non-dual awareness, when it happens to dawn somewhere on something, there can be an opening. There can be some kind of space where freedom is. As I said, I've been working with people for many, many years, and it's been so great. And what everyone's looking for is a sense of freedom, a sense of, and within that freedom, there is peace, there is joy, right? Now, that's the search that goes on. We might be covering that. But one of the things that comes up over and over, and I've said this before, and right now in the world, there tends to be a lot of what? Fear. A lot of fear. And I want to say this very clear, and you're going to hear me every day say this. There is nothing wrong with fear. Say it with me. There's nothing wrong with fear. And there's nothing right with fear. Correct? So, as we live in this, as the characters live in this illusory world, there is a way, there is an invitation to not make decisions based on fear. Because it's making decisions based on fear, which tends to, not always, but tends to create more suffering and more separation. Correct? So we're going to have 10 things we're going to talk about. But before we get going, let's do a little interaction with all of you. So tell me one thing, and this is an interactive, and even if you're on the replay, and thank you for replaying, please put in the chat one thing that you fear. One thing you fear. This character has a fear of drowning. This character has a fear of drowning. So what's one thing that you fear? Put in there. Doesn't matter. I told you, doesn't matter. Nina says planes. What else? What's one thing you fear? Oh, people are dropping like flies. Doesn't matter. Anybody else want to share something, some other fear that they have? No. They fear having to share their fears. Anyone want to share a fear that they have? Vulnerability. Crowds. This is good. Thank you. Nothing wrong and nothing right. Anybody else want to share a fear of theirs? There's my other cat. Roxy, what do you fear? I fear not having food. That's what she fears. All right. So take a deep breath. Okay. Now you have to go down. Go see your sister. Thank you. Okay. Take a deep breath, everybody. All right. So Why did you open that? Oh, they can't keep the windows closed. So there's going to be 10. Anyway, it doesn't matter. All right. So I have to move this. So what I hear over and over and over is this idea that fear, that this, not this idea, but this, I'm pulling up my notes. I'm sorry, everybody. Just want to make sure I have all these. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I have so many notes I've written for the last few days. I gotta look for them. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway. I'll look it up here. Hold on, everybody. Sorry, I have to look up my notes on the computer because I can't find them on here. Okay. All right, so one of the things that's so important is understanding, really understanding is understanding that fear as a motivator tends to keep you in the illusion. Using fear as a motivator tends to keep you in the illusion. Now, here's the deal. Most of the time, you do not even know that it's your fear that's motivating you. You think that you can think it's logical. You can think that it's okay. You can think that I want to shut the window. Can you move? Hold on one second, everybody. Can you move? Please, go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. Okay. I only do that because all of a sudden there's going to be just white light coming in here and it drives me insane. Okay. So fear as a motivator is not a great thing. It's not but there's nothing wrong and there's nothing right. As we speak right now, I want you to put into the chat things that come up for you. Remember, if you're new here, there's nothing right and there's nothing wrong at all. You can say or ask anything that you want, but we're going to talk for the next 10 sessions about fear as a motivator, okay? So one of the things that I want to say very clearly is that, this is why we're going to start off, is that fear enforces separation. Now, what is separation? Separation is duality. Separation is this or that, good or bad, dumb or smart, whatever happens to be, pretty or ugly. Duality is suffering, and making choices based on fear tends to enforce separation. So it enforces this instead of this. I'm gonna kill my children. I'm not. Okay, sorry. Don't mean that. You know what I mean. My cats are going crazy and they're insisting on opening the windows. Anyway, okay, so the separation, I'm ignoring that right now. Separation is suffering, right? So in the dream state, when decisions are made based on fear, they tend to amplify this sense of being separate, being alone. Fearful choices focus on self-preservation by assuming we're isolated and we need to be protected, and we have to protect ourselves from something that's out there. Does that make sense? There's something out there that we have to protect ourselves from, right? I'm not saying that this is wrong or if it's right. I'm just saying how it is. When we make decisions based on fear, we're like, there's something I have to protect myself from. So immediately there is an association that I am the victim. Now, you don't think that in your mind, but your mind puts you in the position, your ego puts you in the position of, I am at the effect of everything else, and everything is conditional. We'll talk about that, right? So this only strengthens this illusion that we're separate from others and from all that is. You could say God, you could say universe, it doesn't matter. Which really further kind of entrenches us into the idea of duality. Does that make sense? And distance, it keeps going like this instead of this. It's all an illusion anyway, because we're like this anyway. But this is pulling us apart. It's pulling us apart. Okay, take a big deep breath. Okay, so I want to hear what you have to say. Please put in the chat anything that's coming up for you right now. Questions or comments? You can ask a question. You can say, I don't understand what you're talking about. I want to emphasize here that I am not sharing this so that you don't have any fear. We're sharing this so that we understand how the egoic mind works. That's all. And then it's up to you. The Course in Miracles says you have to know the problem before it can be solved. This is the problem. Anybody want to say or ask anything about the separation? Making choices from fear always makes this happen. Nothing. It's not bringing up anything for anybody. Okay. I guess we're going to have a very short. Oh, taking the first step is the hardest, Charm says. What do you mean the first step? I love that. Thank you. But what do you mean the first step? I use what you taught me. Thank you for sharing. That's a good one. So I'll teach this idea about the fear voice will say something. And if you can identify the fear voice, what happens is you can start to say, well, thank you for sharing. That's an interesting idea, but I don't have to do that. Thank you for bringing that up, Christine. It says, so my being fearful of planes makes it worse. Of course. The Course in Miracles will put it like this. We create what we defend against. So the fear of the planes is the monster in the closet, right? Watch that movie, Monsters, Inc. It says it all. What happens once she conquers her fears and opens the doors? What are the fears? Do. They become her friends. What is the acronym for fear? False evidence appearing real. Because if I told you right now, Nina, that statistically, you are safer on a plane than you are in your car, and that is the truth, you wouldn't believe me. Well, you'd believe me, but you'd still have fear. But it's false evidence appearing real, because the real evidence is that statistically you are much safer on a plane than in a car. See? False evidence appearing real, right? And then choose a different thought. Yep, exactly. This is why I said you have to know a problem before it can be solved. You have to know a problem before it can be solved. Taking the first step can be conquering fear. It can be. You don't have to conquer the fear. You don't have to conquer the fear, everybody. Because if you try to conquer the fear, you create what you defend against. It's not real. The fear is not real. It's an illusion. Right? You're welcome, Nina. Remember. This is why I work with people privately or in groups and stuff. So this can go in and stay there. Right? Okay, I have a couple more things I want to share here. I'm just going to pull this up. Okay, I just got to pull this up. It's easier to read it here. Okay, so here's just a couple of things. I want to make sure that I covered these. So number one, just know it's what we're talking about. It really is the trap. It's a trap. It keeps pulling us apart, but it gives you an illusion of gives you an illusion. So it emphasizes separation. Fear emphasizes separation. That's the number one thing that you have to understand here. Fear emphasizes separation. That's our number one tip or whatever topic for today. Fear-based decisions emphasize separation, and separation is conflict. Internal conflict and what? External conflict. There's nothing wrong with conflict, because if we start to label it wrong, then we're right back into duality. Conflict is just what it is. You see how so many people try to have balance. There's nothing wrong with balance either. And then they're trying to get over here on this side. So there's conflict over here, there's unbalance, and then there's like balance over here on this end of the stick. So they're trying to get over here, and then what happens? They're like pulled back to like whatever happens to be, whatever you think balance is. And listen, there is no balance. Just so you know, there's no balance. Because the stick of duality, the separation of duality lives up here, right? Abiding non-dual awareness lives here. It's all up here. But this isn't real. This is just an illusion. It's insanity. It's insanity. So the first tip we want to talk about here is really important. That making any decision based on fear tends to, not always, but tends to exacerbate the feeling of separation. I'm alone. The world's, they all get it and I don't. You understand that? They're right and I'm wrong, or this is usually what's right. This is usually what happens. I'm right and they're wrong. It keeps us feeling as if we're separate. And separation equals suffering. Take a deep breath. All right, comments or questions? I like this. I'm going to have a big wall right here. And a wall right here. Listen, it's better. If the window was open, I would have a completely white face. Whew. Okay, so what's happening? What's coming up for you, everybody? And thank you for that. And I will tell you this. If you feel like you would like to donate, you can give a super chat here. You can also, I put in my Venmo and there's a PayPal link here. So if you feel like you get any value from the work that we do here, I would greatly appreciate it. This is what I do for a living. So and you can share this out with any of your friends or whatever. I'm going to try to take these and cut them and make them better. Put some on TikTok, some on Instagram. Speaking of TikTok, please follow me on TikTok so that we might be able to do the show there a little bit, because we can play music. We can play music on TikTok. Okay, what are you taking away from today? We're going to wrap up. What's one thing that you're taking away from today? Let me hear it, babes. Let me hear it. What's one thing you're taking away from today? That's a little bit. Let's see. Oh, that's too much. That's just too much. It's too much. Awareness of what? Addressing that fear is not real. Thank you. I think the side glow looks good on you. Thank you. See, resisting. Thank you. See, I'm making it more real. The character is making it real. See that? I'm willing to be open to that for sure. There's only one problem: separation. These are good. These are good. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody. Anyone else want to say what they're taking away from today? Red hair is what you thought. All right. Okay, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with another one of our, the topic is fear-based decisions. So if you missed any of this today, once we're done, you can go back and you can rewind it, which is really awesome because we couldn't do that on Insight Timer. And yeah, I think that's it. If you'd like to know anything more about me, please go to my the link in my bio. Well, link in my bio, but also just go down below here, and you can see my website. You can buy my book. You can become a subscriber. See, I did that. A subscriber on my Substack, so you can read all of the articles that I put out. I really liked this last one about Camus. So if you haven't read the one about Albert Camus, it is on Substack right now. The Substack link is below here. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here. We'll be back tomorrow with another way that making fear-based decisions affects the character. Okay? Anyone want to say anything before we go? All right. All right. Well, have a wonderful day, night, or wherever you are. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Au revoir. Bye, everybody.